Hello to all. So today we're going to be taking the final recap session of what we did for the week. So we're going to be starting with some rotation today. We're going to be playing with combat stuff, but for the sake of cardio. So that's what we're going to do right now today. So right now I'm practicing to allow my hips and my feet to turn, and I want to feel my knees safe. So you could see this as warm-up number one. Inhaling and exhaling. And I could feel as I'm doing this that there's a possibility of me doing this all wrong and hurting myself. And I could feel that I'm doing it safe right now. I'm grounding myself a little bit more. And most people will have a stance that's too narrow and it'll never work. And I don't understand why, just from the beginning, I just don't practice to understand that. I need a more stable base here from the start, like this triangle base. And that's like my minimum, right? And I'm trying to find a base that's always going to connect to the distance I want for my squat or the distance that I could have for a lunge on each side. So basically, that's the stance that you want to have. So that way there's like everything that you can do connects to this base. So it's like the one thing you want to have. It's like having the right accent for a language so that people could understand you. I could speak English in an accent that no one would understand me. So this is the angle that everyone's going to understand that you know what you're doing. So that's our next movement that we're going to practice, just going to the floor as conditioning, pressing to push back the hips and go to the floor and feel your upper back strong as you come up. So there's my shoulder blades together. So I'm trying to find my floor and back up. Can I keep my shoulder blades together as I'm doing this? And I just breathe. I don't even need to match it to my movement, but I am right now. So I inhale down, I hold my air, and I exhale to go up. So I inhale and I start pushing out my air first as my intention to go from a stop to a movement. As if I need the power of the exhale first to start moving. Two more. Wiggle my hips a bit. Last one. And there'll be a lot more wiggling when I get at the top. Okay, good. So what's going to be super cool for today, we're going to practice that we didn't do the other days, is to, yes, kind of the stance I have for my lunge distance. I'm going to have the same one with my left foot in front. And you see this, my center line? I'm going to align my elbow here, and I'm going to turn my body with my hips. So when I turn my body with my hips, my elbow did not even need to move. And if I move back my hips, I could have hit one target and hit another target. So this is going to be our warm-up number two. 1, 2, 1. Are you moving your arm? Are you trying to do this? Or it's really just the alignment of the arm and you let the body do the rest. So 1 and then 2. See? 1 and 2. And you bring it back. 1, 2. Watch the knee. Then what we're going to do is magically switch positions. Okay, so remember, elbow, my target's here, my hips, and then back. 1, 2. It almost feels like that after. And good. I like that. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful thing to do. Now, when I understand this, there's a lot of more things I can do. Now, when I go back to my stance, number one, where I had my left foot in front, my elbows in front, I'm going to do this. Okay? 1, 2. I'm going to look behind me, turn around again to strike perfectly behind me. And back. So that's combo number 2. When you're ready. Or 1, whatever. 1. And take it back. 2. Then you look behind you, do a full twist, and take that strike right in front of you. We're going to try 2 of them. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Look back. Whew. And back. 1, 2. Look back. Twist your body. Whew. And perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to switch stances. So now I have my right leg in the front, right elbow. 1, 2. I look behind me, turn around, and nice. No, Alex, no. Ah, my cat. He made me lose one of my lights. At least it's still recording. All right, let's continue. Stuff like that happens, all right? So like I said, it's with the right leg I want to have, right? So right leg. 1, 2, I look back, and I come back. 1, 2, I look back, and look what I did, my elbow. Why? Because it's the same mechanic. 1, 2, and look. Instead of going with just the elbow, I extended my arm at that point. Okay? Last one. 1, 2, I look back and see from my elbow to a strike. But see, the way it came out looked weird. You never want a punch to come out really that way unless it's coming from above or from the side. So what we did here is we just came, I could have an elbow, but see right before the contact point is where you would extend your arm. See, right before the contact point, the arm extends. But it's not an extension this way, it's more like a spring, okay? Good, so that was a fun combo. The only thing we need to do is add some kicks to it. My cat's, Alex, all the other spots but there. There you go, baby. He's like trying to do an accident. All right, so let's try to bring a kick into this to make this even more fun. You ready? It's gonna be tough afterwards, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use the same principle now. So I have my left leg again in the front. 1, 2. How about I just go with a punch instead? 1 with a punch, and then to bring it back, let's go with the elbow. I like that. So a punch, elbow. I look back. Look what I'm gonna do. 1 punch. I look back. 2 punch, and look what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna bring this leg forward across the foot that's here. I'm gonna pass it to extend my kick. Oh, see? And then I could come back. So see what I did here? This leg crossed over so I could extend my leg. Okay? Good. All right, let's practice one more time that side. Then we're just gonna flow into it. So I want a hook now, right? A hook and then my elbow. Pow! Good. I look back. 1 punch. I look back. 2 punch. And then I'm like, okay, I need to set up my kick. So my left leg is gonna cross over and extend. Beautiful, I got this. You know why it's beautiful? Because I'm already in my other stance, right? So I'm gonna go with my punch, hook, right arm, 1, my elbow, 2, right? I look behind me, punch number 1. I look behind me, punch number 2. And then I'm gonna bring my right leg across to extend my leg into that beautiful side kick. Boom, and amazing, right? And look what it puts me already in position. We've practiced, it's time to do this non-stop. We're gonna do 4 in total, including 2 on each side. Ready for this? All right, don't overthink it. Ready, in 3, 2, 1. So my left starting, I bring it back, I look behind me, punch 1, look behind me, punch 2, and now I'm gonna go for my kick. My leg goes over, and I kick. I'm already in position now. Hook, punch, elbow, look behind, punch 1, look behind, punch 2. Getting my ready for my kick, pow, perfect, amazing, I liked it. All right, 2 more. Left hand, let's go with my elbow this time. Elbow, elbow, look behind me, punch 1. I'm gonna go for an elbow this time, pow, and I'm gonna go for my kick now. Whew. All right, 1 more time. I'm gonna go with my elbow, back with my elbow, look behind me, elbow, look behind me, punch, and for my kick now. Wow, beautiful. And that's why I like here, that beautiful balance point right here, okay? We're gonna practice a few balance points right now. So what I did here is my right foot here, if I'm on my, well, let's stay with the left, right? We always start with the left. So you see when I send out my jab, my foot's gonna turn when I send it, right? But when it turns, see, I'm in this position here, right? Where I could send out my kick, where I could step this to give me power to kick, right? That's kind of what we saw here. So that's what we're gonna practice right now, to have that left foot turned in, and we're gonna give it room to extend. So from here, let's go for it. Give it room to extend. From here, give it room to extend. So instead of like going here to kick, what we did instead is we brought the kick back, boom. Last time, whoa. That's how you could trick someone, make them think that you're going in one way. You slide your leg, boom, they walk right into your kick. Same thing here. I turn this in. Okay. Better. Better. And I want to feel more comfortable. See? Oh, as if I dodged a punch, right? Beautiful. Hey, how was that? I loved it. All right, so next things, can burn the legs. Totally worth it. Ready? All right, so now what we want to avoid is this with our back and this with our back. We kind of want to have it more neutral, all right? So what I do here, sometimes I try to push against my chest to see if my back would break. So I tense my abs, and then I see my shoulders forward. I bring back my shoulders a tiny bit. I feel like I'm holding an armor here like this, and I'm stuck in this world of imaginary lat syndrome. It's when guys imagine that their back muscles are bigger than they are, and they'll walk around like this. So it's almost that I'm creating here, right? So I'm gonna come down, but my arms are relaxed though. It's just my core that's tough. So I'm allowing myself to come down just a bit and come up with a strike. Back to my center. Coming down. And the thing here is I'm going to give myself a slight wind up. See? This turning in to give my wind up. This turns in a bit, you see? It's a wind up, right? All right, now let's stay from this point. When my light turns back on. Let's go lights. Come on. I had one that dropped me. I can't have two that drops me. Hey, you know what? Stuff like that happens. All right, it's okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to practice to stay turned here and to send out my kick. See? Stay turned. And look, I'm looking back, send out my kick. Watch it. Some people will jerk their kick like as if a crab was on their leg. You could get hurt here when you're doing it. You're trying to do it as smooth as possible. Smooth as possible. So you see? As I'm done here, I'm in this position here, my leg have turned in. Look what I'm doing, I'm bringing my leg, and see, I can even hold my hand here a bit. There's gonna be some tightness there, okay? See? So this is a stretch that we can do, watch it. See? I turn in, and I rub this area here to be ready, and I'll do the same thing with the other side. I turn, right? And I kind of let this foot turn in a bit, and then I lean forward. And I see if there's any tightness. If there's no tightness, that means I had no injuries there. If I'm doing this and there's a tightness, I had an injury there. Like for me, it's on this side. Okay, you got it? All right, let's go non-stop here. So I go across, and look, I could bring back my leg. I'm holding my knees here, and I'm practicing to extend. I don't never need to go higher than the horizontal line. See, I go across, and this is the conditioning, the being able to go across and recycle your moves. Across. And you never let your back sink completely. You're trying to keep a good posture as you're doing this. Okay, let's look at this. Left hand. I go across, see how my legs relax? And, right? Last time, across. I could bring my leg back, see? I'm at this position and back, okay? So one more thing that we're gonna do here for today is recycle this. Watch. I'm going to one side. I'm doing the same thing, this rotation. But I want to step into my kick. That's the only difference. Okay? I want to be able to be here and take a kick. Okay? Good? All right, so watch this. Left hand. I'm going to go with my left hand because I know when I'm done with my left hand, my left foot wants to kick. And I land here with a powerful punch. Right? And then how do I move back? I'm gonna move behind here. So my left leg goes across and I kick. I go to powerful punch. Then what happens here? My right leg moves back. See? And I could kick again. And when I land, what's here? My powerful punch. So it's like I'm practicing to turn my back on my opponent, right? Kick them in the stomach and then punch them in the face. Turn my back to my opponent, walk, kick them, and then punch them. Get it? See this leg first, that's gonna move, left leg. Pow! See, I'm looking the whole time. One more. Right? And what if I didn't want to move? What do? I move the leg. Bow! And then, bow! You see? What do I do if I don't want to move? I move the leg. Pow! And, Hey, how do you like that? I love this type of workout. It burns so much calories, and I feel my mobility, my power, my relaxation, knowing when to emphasize my power. That's the beauty of it. Have a great week, everyone. Until next time, or should I say, a great weekend.